Assalamualaikum and good evening to Madam Fariha and all my fellow classmates. We are from Group 6. Today we are going to present our past year question. This is our team member, Abdul Jalal bin Kamil, Muhammad Adib bin Muhammad Zulfakar, Nur Izzati binti Kamaruddin, Zuhaibah binti Abdul Rahman, and lastly Zuhaira binti Abdul Rahman. Our question is, Mr. Iman, the newly appointed director of Matai Airlines System Berhad, has raised several issues regarding the lack of internal control system in the company. This is related to the disrupted internet connection, which has affected several airport systems recently. The affected airport systems are mainly the Wi-Fi connection in the airport terminals, Flight Information Display System (FIDS), check-in counters, and the Baggage Handling System (BHS). He urged the company to find out the roots of the causes of the problems because the issues have directly tarnished the image and reputation of the company. He also proposed to review the airline internal control system because he believed there are loopholes in the system. According to an ex-employee of the company, the information security software of the company is not frequently updated. Also, there is no specific schedule pertaining to the updating of the system. On top of that, there is no information security audit conducted by the company. The audit is to ensure there is enough security measures in place to avoid unwanted problems such as hacking and connectivity disruption. He also added that sometimes the employees from various departments are given access to the system without prior authorization. Thus, the consequences of improper policies and procedures regarding information control and security could lead to unexpected incidents. With references to the above information. Question A. Identify 4 loopholes in Matai Airlines System Berhad internal control. Assalamualaikum. My name is Zuhaibah binti Abdul Rahman. Today I'm going to explain about the loophole in Matai Airlines System Berhad internal control. There are 4 loopholes that have been identified in Matai Airlines System Berhad. The first problem is a disrupted internet connections. It has a negative impact on the airport management system as the airport is one of the places where having an internet connection is a necessity. Disruption on the internet will cause the disruption of important processes that take place at the airport. For example, flight information display system, check-in counter and baggage handling system. This problem is due to the failure of Mata Airline System Berhad to comply with the element of an effective internal control system in conducting a business. Mata Airline System passenger cannot get their flight information accurately if the flight information display system FIDS cannot functioning well. The second problem faced by Mata Airline System Berhad is that the company information security software is not frequently updated. The storage and disposal of data must be done in a proper manner. Security software can be enabled on devices and nodes across the network, such as advanced malware prevention software or email security applications. Security software and programs may help Mata Airline safeguard servers, laptops and mobile devices from illegal access and other risks to securing networks, but since the organization is being led with the use of updated information security software, so the organization and customers are exposed to a wide range of risks such as spyware, viruses, and malware when they operate without security software or with outdated software. I am Zuhaira binti Abdurrahman. I would like to continue the presentation with the loophole faced by the Matai Airline. The third problem is no information security audit conducted by the company. An information security audit is an evaluation process that serves to evaluate the security practices that have been established by the organization. It is a process that determines the effectiveness of an established defense system against any external threats. Among the negative effects that will be faced by Matai Airline System Berhad is not being able to determine the current safety posture. Thus, organization cannot gain a better understanding of their internal and external IT practices and system. If there is no security audit,
made by the organization, then there will be no report result as a reference on system problem and proposed solution. So, Matai Airline System Berhad will not be able to improve safety, procedures, controls and practices for their company. Last but not least, another problem that can be found in Matai Airline System Berhad internal control is the employees from various departments are given access to the system without prior authorization. Unauthorized system access can cause internal threats. Insiders' employee may be hard to track, identify because they have valid access to the system, know what to look for, and most likely know how to get through intrusion detection system without being detected. Intruder can attack or misuse the system if the network is exposed. The employees from various departments can make unauthorized changes to the data or program or steal data files for personal gain. Many adverse effects can occur when Matai Airlines does not limit to the system for each department. Next, for discussion, we will refer to the Companies Act 2016 and MCCG. According to Section 246, Clause 1 of the Companies Act 2016, the director of a public company or a subsidiary of a public company must have in place an internal control system that provide reasonable assurance. Based on situation given, we can see that Matai Airlines internal control is facing a few serious issues which can disrupt the company's goal. So, based on Section 246, Clause 1, Subsection A, as a company director, Mr. Iman must be accountable for creating an internal control system to ensure that the company's assets are secured against loss due to improper use or disposition, and the assets are properly accounted for. In addition, according to Section 246, Clause 2, it stated that any director who violates this section constitutes an offence and, upon conviction, faces imprisonment for a term not exceeding 3 years or a fine not exceeding 1 million ringgit or both. According to the Malaysian Code on Corporate Governance (MCCG), Principle B, Risk Management and Internal Control Framework. Precise risk management and internal controls greatly assist company in making informed considering the levels of risk the organization wishes to take and implementing the control necessary to effectively pursue organization objective. Therefore, the board of company should identify the element of risk management and the system of internal control accompanied by its adequacy and effectiveness. For example, the board may appoint a risk management committee to supervise the company's risk management structure and policies.
For question B, discuss how the elements of effective internal control system can assist the company in resolving the issues. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Muhammad Adik bin Muhammad Zulfaqar and I will explain on the effective internal control system introduction and the first point, communication. So, for the introduction in effective internal control system is I will explain on why we need internal control system. The first one is to help the company to meet its objective by adopting systematic approach to evaluating and strengthening risk management, internal control, anti-corruption, whistleblowing, and governance system. This job provides vital feedbacks to the audit committee and in the board of directors on weak spots or deficiency in internal process, allowing the organization to take corrective action as necessary. The second point is to help safeguard an organization and minimize risk to its objective. Every business wants to reduce any risk that is faced in the business. So internal control system could help the business to give a solution on strategies on how to reduce or write off the risk that could impact the business objective. The third point is the internal control helps to prevent errors and misstatement of financial statement. By doing internal control system, it helps the business to check all the financial position of the company to ensure that all the statements are being correct before being handed it out to the external auditor or other. This also helps the business to save a lot of money for ensuring all the steps in the financial management are being taken appropriately. So next, I will explain on the first elements of the effective internal control system, which is communication. So my first point is effective communication ensure that information flows freely between all parties involved, lowering the risk of confusion, disappointment, and trust issues. Effective communication is significant for managers and other workers in the organization so as to perform the basic function in the management such as planning, organizing, leading, and controlling. Communication helps managers to perform their jobs and responsibilities. Communication serves as a foundation for planning, and successful companies understand that enabling the smooth flow of information within an organization creates a corporate culture where employees can express themselves, take ownership of the company brand, and grow up from time to time. In that kind of environment, creativity, efficiency, and productivity will be more expand. Next, reliable information is also part of the effective communication. With update of information, the flow of communication in the company can be used to improve business profiles and activities. A company can add new data to make the information more reliable, or they can use the information in different ways to increase the communication performance in this system. This could be done by updating database through many ways such as Google Drive, online dashboard, and others. Basically, databases are a collection of organized information that can easily be accessed, managed, and updated. Database systems are very important in the business because it communicated information relating to the business sales, transaction, product inventory, customer profile, marketing activities, and others. Without having a centralized place to store all of this information, we have no clue what is actually occurring in our business. The next point is employers who devote time and effort to establishing open lines of communication will quickly gain the trust of their staff, resulting in increased productivity, output, and overall morale. When communication is effective and open, employees will likely feel more empowered and see management as trustworthy and transparent. Through empowerment and transparency, productivity is improved because employees will feel more committed to their work and the company they work for. When the workplace is more open and transparent, there will be less friction and misunderstanding amongst members of the workforce that this could act as the employee control behavior in the workplace itself. That's all from me. Thank you.
Hello, my name is Abdul Jalal bin Kamel and my matrix number is 2020-957-571. I will continue in answering the question 2, which is risk assessment as element of effective internal control system. Basically, risk assessment is a management process of identifying risk and rating the likelihood and impact of a risk event. What is likelihood? Likelihood is the possibility of the risk event will occur, and for the impact is how big the impact or how much the impact of the risk event may affect towards our own operation. Sometimes we cannot prevent risk. We need to face it. This is because there are a lot of risks that may occur within our company. However, we can choose whether we want to avoid it or accept it in the future. So, 11.0 of MCCG stated that the companies have an effective governance, risk management and internal control framework, and stakeholders are able to assess the effectiveness of such a framework. This means that with a good risk management and internal control, the stakeholder can achieve the effectiveness of the corporate governance within their own company. So in answering to the question, which is Matai Airline System Berhad, were facing a problem which is the internet connection. They should know that the internet connection is very important for them, it's vital for them. This is because without internet connection, they cannot run their operation. This is because systems are rely on internet connection. Why? Because as we know, Matai Airline System Berhad are an airplane business. So when the system down, when there is no internet connection, the customer cannot buy the ticket and the flight may be delayed, as well as it can turn into a lot of problem. Thus, without internet connection, it also affects everything, as well as FIDS and BHS. So, they should make regular check and update towards their internet connection system. It is to ensure that they will not be facing this kind of problem, and they will eliminate this type of risk. So, with this, they will be having a better internet control in the future, due to they can eliminate the current as well as the upcoming risk. That's all from me. Thank you.
Hi, my name is Nur Izzati binti Kamarudin, and I will continue the presentation with the next element of effective internal control system, which is control environment. What is control environment? Control environment is the attitude toward internal control and control consciousness established and maintained by organization management and employees. It is a product of management philosophy, style, supportive attitude, and the competence, ethical values, integrity, and moral of the organization people. The organization structure and accountability relationships are the key factors in the control environment. A control environment is needed to ensure that the management does their responsibility accordingly based on the company's guidelines. As we know that when having control environment, it will help the organization to maintain and work efficiently in the future. There are 6 principles for the control environment which demonstrate commitments to integrity and ethical values, oversight, responsibility, establish structure, authority, and responsibility, demonstrate commitment to competence, and also enforce accountability. These 6 principles of control environment are important to maintain internal control system, because it will help the organization to work efficiently and help the organization to maintain their performance from time to time. For example, in this case study, Matai Airline System Berhad, as we know that they had a problem where the employees from various departments were given an access to the system without prior authorization. This means that the organization does not have an effective internal control system, which led to them to allow any person from various departments to access to the system. Thus, by control the environment, Matai Airline System Berhad can strengthen and improve the system and security, which will help the organization to maintain, and there is no any lack of information from the management can happen. By referring to the Malaysian Code on Corporate Governance (MCCG), Practice 11.0 stated that if the company has effective governance, risk management, and internal control framework, stakeholders can access such a framework effectiveness. Practice 11.1, it shows that effective internal control system ensure that the internal audit function is effective and can function independently. It means that an internal audit function helps the company to accomplish its goal by bringing an objective and disciplined approach to evaluate and improve the effectiveness of risk management, internal control, and governance process. Internal auditors should also conduct regular reviews and appraisals of the internal control process within the company or organization. As a conclusion, having an effective internal control system really helps to assist the company in solving any issues that occur. The importance of effective control system can bring more success to the organization. Effective internal control system provides critical advice to the audit committee and the board of directors on weaknesses in internal process and allows the organization to take necessary corrective action in any issues that arise in the future. That's all from us. Thank you.